The following is a presentation of 912 Sports.
Welcome to the 912 Sports 2023 Football Awards Show with Shawn Smoak, Kevin Price, and Buddy Love. Tonight, we're excited to announce the postseason All-912 football team for both offense and defense. We'll also celebrate the Offensive and Defensive Player of the Year chosen by coaches from 23 area schools. Finally, we reveal our Big Six Award winners for 2022. The Scholar Athlete of the Year, the Offensive and Defensive Player of the Year, the Coach of the Year, the Athlete of the Year, and the Most Valuable Player for 2023. Tonight's show is brought to you by Prime South Bank, Robbie Robertson Ford, Gibson Animal Clinic, Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, Walker Jones Dealers, and Kim Smoak Licensed Realtor with eXp Realty. Next, we'll hear from the publisher of 912 Sports Magazine, Shawn Smoak, along with Kevin Price, right after these messages.
It makes sense Prime South Bank would have a great mobile app. Nobody is as mobile as our customers. For a century, they've chased dreams, followed their hearts, took the road less taken, made a new path, taken leaps of faith. At Prime South, offering the latest digital banking, secure pay apps, and new online lending is part of a mobile tradition that goes way back. Life is mobile. So is Prime South. Find your Prime. Member FDIC.
Play it loud and rev it up. Robbie Robertson's got trucks built for tough.
Make your way to Robbie Robertson Ford in Waycross, where the deals are bigger than ever. Looking for a stylish midsize car, a spacious SUV, or a truck that performs at work and play? Robbie Robertson wants your vehicle and is paying top dollar. Now is the time to buy. Fords are cheaper in the swamp.
Welcome back. Here's Shawn Smoak and Kevin Price.
Welcome, sports fans, to the 912 Sports 2023 Football Awards Show. I'm Shawn Smoak, publisher of 912 Sports, joined as always by head writer and podcast host Kevin Price. Kevin, how you doing?
Good, Shawn. Good to be here celebrating another great high school football season here in Southeast Georgia.
It's hard to believe, Kevin, another season is in the books. It seems like just last week we were talking about preseason games. It seems like 2 weeks ago we were at summer camp. So it goes by fast.
It really does. It really does. And like I said on our last on-air with 912 Sports Show last week, that when we crossed the finish line at these state championship games this week, it was going to kind of be bittersweet. And it was kind of funny. Last weekend I was on social media, and there were some folks that I know certainly follow high school football and would be at a game last Friday night in their hometown or watching those state championship games if they were regularly on the Friday and Saturday like they were supposed to be. And they posted the proverbial comment, "What do I do tonight? I'm not at a high school game." So we'll all have to get used to that. But we'll turn the page after we complete this show and look toward next season, and that'll be here before we know it as well.
Well, tonight is our fourth annual online football award show, Kevin, but this is the 14th year that we've been presenting these football awards. We had two teams this year competing for a state title. In AA, we had the Pierce County Bears playing for their second title in 4 years, and in 5A, we had the Coffee County Trojans trying to win their first. Of course, Coach Mike Coe's no stranger to state championships. He won 5 down in Florida, but also we had the Camden County Wildcats who made it all the way to the Final Four. So really a lot of first year for the 912 coverage area.
Yeah, great to see those two teams in the championship games. I think that's the first for 912 Sports to have that many teams. We've had a lot of teams get there in the recent years, but only one team at a time. And fortunately, those teams have also won. So great to see those teams, and, of course, great to see the run by Camden this year. And just another great football season. We're going to obviously celebrate that here. And once again, we'll just come to realize how special and how great the high school football is here in Southeast Georgia.
Definitely. But tonight we're going to announce the all 912 sports football team. I believe Kevin's going to be doing the defense. I'm going to be doing the offense. This will be our postseason edition. We always do a preseason and a postseason edition, so we'll be doing that. We're also going to honor an offensive and defensive player from all of the 24 schools here in the 912 coverage area. So somebody's going to be named the offensive player of the year and the defensive player of the year for each one of our schools. Finally, we're going to present the Big Six Awards, Kevin. The Big Six Awards are our area-wide awards where we pick from, everybody that plays here in the 912 coverage area. So that'll be exciting. We'll see who those Big Six winners are. Maybe be more than six. We'll have to wait and see how that shakes out. But, of course, none of this would be possible, Kevin, without our valued sponsors. Coastal Pines Technical College, Gibson Animal Clinic, Prime South Bank, Robbie Robertson Ford, Kim Smoak, licensed realtor with eXp Realty, and Walker Jones. Kevin, these sponsors give so much back to the youth of our community, and we're proud to partner with these guys, each and every one of them and their businesses that support us and pretty much everything we do.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're not here tonight. We're not, on social media doing our Thursday night show and a lot of the other things we do, not just in football season, but throughout the athletic season every year here in Southeast Georgia. Most of these folks, Shawn, in fact, I think all of them have been, multi-year sponsors. So certainly we appreciate them believing in us and supporting us. But you're right. They support high school sports, in this case, football and community. They really believe in the value of high school sports and what they can mean, in addition to everybody likes to win, but there's more to it than winning and losing. And obviously we're a part of that, and we appreciate their support in helping us support high school athletics as well.
Exactly. So thanks again for all you guys do. But stick around. We got a great show planned for you. You're watching the 2023 Football Award Show presented by 912 Sports.
Gibson Animal Clinic is ready to help with your animals. From cats to dogs to horses, we treat them all. Call on us for grooming, bathing, boarding, and more serious things like surgery, dentistry, spay, neuter, immunizations, heartworm prevention, flea control, complete lab testing, radiology, preventive health care. Call us at 285-7678. Open Saturdays for your convenience. Gibson Animal Clinic. Practical solutions with reasonable fees. Russell J. Gibson, DVM.
Gibson Animal Clinic, 108 Riverside Drive, Waycross.
Hablamos español en nuestra clínica.
High schoolers, did you know that you can get a head start on your college career and save money at the same time through dual enrollment at Coastal Pines Technical College? Dual enrollment is open to high school juniors and seniors, tuition free. Talk to your high school counselor or visit coastalpines.edu for more information. Coastal Pines Technical College, an equal opportunity institution. Go Coastal.
Welcome back to our award show. Once again, I'm Kevin Price. It is now time for us to announce our 2023 postseason all 912 sports team, starting with the defense. Across the defensive line, we have L.G. Paulk of the Coffee High Trojans. Also on the defensive line, we have Demetrius Baldwin of the Ware County Gators. Our third lineman, Nigel Cooper of the Camden County Wildcats. Now, as we go through both of our teams, Shawn and I will spotlight a few players. The first player I am going to talk about is Mr. Cooper from Camden County. He was a senior defensive end, had 45 solo tackles and 24 assists for 69 total tackles this season. Also had 10 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, and 4 quarterback hurries. He had an interception, 2 caused fumbles, and a blocked field goal. At 6'5" and 230 pounds, he is a 3-star prospect and will sign with Appalachian State next week during the early signing period. He'll also be playing basketball for the Wildcats. And oh, by the way, when he's not involved in sports, he does like to eat donuts. So if you're looking for a Christmas present for Nigel, get him some donuts. He loved them at our preseason media day. I'm sure he would love some more donuts. Moving right along, rounding out our defensive front, River Creel from the Brunswick High School Pirates. Moving to our linebackers, Amontre Bradford of the Statesboro Blue Devils. Carson Sloan of the Pierce County Bears. Devin Smith of the Brunswick High School Pirates. Jairus Carter of the Coffee High Trojans. Moving to the defensive backfield, our first defensive back, Tyreek Edwards, also of the Coffee County Trojans. Want to spotlight Tyreek. Hardly left the field for the Trojans this season, played wide receiver and also returned punts. He also made highlight reel plays for Coffee. 2 of those were interception returns for touchdowns in the playoffs. He had an 80-yard return in the first-round game against Chamblee and a 90-yard return in the second-round game against Jones County. When we asked his head coach to talk about Tyreek, head coach for the Coffee Trojans, Mike Coe, simply said this: he's been lights out. That says it all for Tyreek Edwards. Also in the defensive backfield, we have Jamarlee Riddle of the Camden County Wildcats. And rounding out our defensive backs, another Coffee County Trojan, Anthony Paulk. The last player on our defensive team, our punter, Dason Griffiths of the Appling County Pirates. We do want to spotlight Dason, another player who was a jack of all trades. He, in addition to punting, was the team's starting quarterback. Again, he's just a junior, so we'll all have the pleasure of seeing him back next season on the gridiron with the Pirates. But before the next football season, you also will see him on the baseball diamond this spring in Baxley. He plays third base and pitches and can bring it to the plate in the mid-90s. You might think he's a college prospect, possibly a future prospect. You're exactly right. He is already committed to play baseball for the University of Tennessee. That rounds out our 912 defensive team. Shawn will be here in a moment to present our offensive team.
We'll be back right after these messages. Welcome back. Here's Shawn Smoak.
Welcome back, sports fans. I'm Shawn Smoak, and I'm going to be doing the postseason All-912 football team for the offense. We'll start out at quarterback. Our quarterback this year is Caden McGatha of the Pierce County Bears. Caden McGatha helped lead his team to the AA state championship game while rushing for 1,925 yards, scoring 28 touchdowns for good measure. He threw for 1,914 yards passing with another 21 touchdowns. All of those numbers are through 14 games. Caden had an amazing junior season. Look forward to watching him progress next year as he comes back for his senior season. Next up, we'll go to running back. Running back Fred Brown of the Coffee High Trojans. Next, we have another running back, Matthew Fuller of the Wayne County Yellow Jackets. Next up, we'll do the offensive lineman. First up is Elijah Thurman of the Bradwell Institute Tigers. Elijah Thurman was named an Under Armour All-American. The 4-star prospect will announce his college decision next Wednesday, 12/20. According to 24/7 Sports, he's down to Clemson, South Carolina, and Georgia Tech. But he also holds 22 other offers, so we'll see where the big man goes to play on Saturday. Next up for offensive lineman, Jazabion Grant of the Coffee High Trojans. Offensive lineman, Charvon Pierre of the Ware County Gators. Offensive lineman, Zach Owens of the Camden County Wildcats. And rounding out our offensive lineman, Max Poisky of the Glen Academy Red Terrors. Now we'll jump into wide receivers. Our first wide receiver on the team is Terry Mitchell of the Brunswick High Pirates. Terry Mitchell may be small in stature, but he's big on the playing field. Touchdown, as he is affectionately known, has been a staple for the Pirates offense for the last 3 seasons. His senior season, he led his team in touchdowns with 9 and averaged over 100 yards receiving per game. Fantastic senior season there for touchdown Terry. We'll see where he plays on Saturday, but he'll definitely be going somewhere. Next up, wide receiver, Quentin Orange. Quentin was our cover player from the Ware County Gators. Our athlete on the team is Jordan Triplett of the Frederica Academy Knights. Jordan, the all-time rushing leader for high school football in the state of Georgia. And rounding out our offensive team, Blake Williams of the Richmond Hill Wildcats as a place kicker. That wraps up our All 912 teams. We'll be right back here with more award show right after these messages.
Gibson Animal Clinic is ready to help with your animals. From cats to dogs to horses, we treat them all. Calling us for grooming, bathing, boarding, and more serious things like surgery, dentistry, spay, neuter, immunizations, heartworm prevention, flea control, complete lab testing, radiology, preventive health care. Call us at 285-7678. Open Saturdays for your convenience. Gibson Animal Clinic. Practical solutions with reasonable fees. Russell J. Gibson, DVM.
Gibson Animal Clinic, 108 Riverside Drive, Waycross.
Hablamos español en nuestra clínica.
High schoolers, did you know that you can get a head start on your college career and save money at the same time through dual enrollment at Coastal Pines Technical College? Dual enrollment is open to high school juniors and seniors, tuition free. Talk to your high school counselor or visit coastalpines.edu for more information. Coastal Pines Technical College, an equal opportunity institution. Go Coastal.
Welcome back. It's time to announce the Player of the Year for both offense and defense from 23 912 schools. Here's the mouth of the South, Buddy Love.
This is Buddy Love, and I'm coming to you live from the 912 Sports Studios. It's my honor, and in fact my privilege, to announce the 2023 Player of the Year Awards for both offense and defense. So let's get going. Let's start with the Appling County Pirates. On offense, Jamarion Williams. And on defense, Jalen Bennett. The Bacon County Red Raiders. On offense, Travion Richardson. And on defense, Akee Brown. The Bradwell Institute Tigers. On offense, Christopher Garrett. And on defense, Davion Banks. Brantley County Herons. On offense, Grayson Guy. And on defense, Carson Jacobs. The Brunswick High Pirates. Sponsored by Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery. On offense, TJ Touchdown Mitchell. And on defense, Devin Smith. The Camden County Wildcats. Sponsored by Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery. On offense, Jaden Daly. And on defense, Cooper Thornhill. The Charlton County Indians. On offense, Jamari Hamilton. And on defense, Jamie Jackson. The Clinch County Panthers. On offense, Aaron Bryant. And on defense, Blaze Small. Coffee High Trojans. On offense, Maurice Hansley. And on defense, Anthony Pauk. Effingham County Rebels. On offense, Nate Hayes. And on defense, AJ Butts. Frederica Academy Knights. Sponsored by Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery. On offense, Rico Holmes. And on defense, Hamp Thompson. The Glen Academy Red Terrors. Sponsored by Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery. On offense, Willie Butler. And on defense, Peyton Parker. The Jeff Davis Yellow Jackets. On offense, Colby Beach. And on defense, Carter Mullis. Liberty County Panthers. On offense, Carlos Singleton. And on defense, Desmond Brown. Long County Blue Tide. On offense, Amari Douglas. And on defense, Kenny Pickens. MCA Buccaneers. Sponsored by Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery. On offense, Wayne McClenathan. And on defense, Nehemiah West. New Hampstead Phoenix. On offense, Jalen Hampton. And on defense, Isaiah Scott. The Pierce County Bears, sponsored by Bennett and Johnson Insurance, Blackshear. On offense, Cade Magatha. And on defense, Elijah Howard. The Richmond Hill Wildcats. On offense, Nick Bliss. And on defense, Gabe Bauman. The South Effingham Mustangs. On offense, Gannon White. And on defense, Jeremiah Washington. The Statesboro High Blue Devils. On offense, Cam McKell. And on defense, Creighton Horst. The Ware County Gators, sponsored by Miles Odom Funeral Home. On offense, Quentin Orange. And on defense, Kendra Stanley. Last but not least, of course, the Wayne County Yellow Jackets. On offense, Matthew Fuller. And on defense, Ja Ross. So that does it for Buddy Love and the gang. We'll be right back after these messages.
Welcome back. Here's Kevin Price.
Welcome back. Once again, I'm Kevin Price. It is my pleasure now to kick off our Big Six Awards with the announcement of our first three award winners. So we'll dive right in. The 912 Sports Athlete of the Year had a huge senior season to cap off a record-breaking high school career. This season, he switched from running back to quarterback in his school's offense and rushed for 3,172 yards as the team's surefire lead ball carrier, which tied a single-season state record first set back in 2000. With that monster total, this standout player closed out his prep career by establishing a new state career rushing record of 9,028 yards. He also totaled 41 rushing touchdowns this fall to finish his career with 115 rushing touchdowns, which also ranks third all-time in state history. He ran for 316 yards on 57 carries in his final game, a state semifinal against Bellwood, which went on to claim the GIAA state championship. His 57 carries against Bellwood was a new career high. He rushed for a season-best 404 yards and 7 touchdowns in an earlier game against Pinewood, but his career high was 442 yards during the 2021 season. He averaged more than 36 carries and 264 yards per game this year. He is already committed to the Air Force Academy to play football. Our 912 Sports Athlete of the Year is Jordan Triplett from Frederica Academy. The Coastal Pines Technical College Scholar Athlete holds a perfect 4.0 grade point average and scored a 1380 on the SAT and also an impressive 32 score on the ACT test. Set to graduate as the valedictorian of his senior class, our scholar athlete has taken honors courses throughout high school while also taking several advanced placement courses, which will give him several college credits before he actually enrolls in college. A multi-talented person, he also is a state champion on the piano. In addition to making good grades, he is very involved in his school, serving as a student council president, writing for the school newspaper, and serving on the superintendent's student advisory council. That's just to note a few things he does that add to his impressive resume on the football field. On the football field, as his team's starting quarterback, this senior standout passed for 1,562 yards and 13 touchdowns, while also rushing for 493 yards and 8 scores. He is expected to sign a college football scholarship in early February during the traditional signing period. The Coastal Pines Technical College Scholar Athlete of the Year is Nate Hayes of the Effingham Rebels. The Prime South Bank Offensive Player of the Year enjoyed a huge senior season and played a vital role in his team's march to a state championship game. The standout running back had already rushed for 2,305 yards on 323 carries going into this week's title game to average 7.1 yards per rushing attempt. His yardage total was also a new single-season school record. Our Player of the Year ran for 23 touchdowns and had gained 100-plus yards in every game this season going into the state championship game. He also had 4 receptions for 86 yards and a touchdown. Our Prime South Bank Offensive Player of the Year for the 2023 season is Fred Brown of the Class 5A State Champion Coffee Trojans. So that wraps up my part of the Big Six Awards, but stay with us. On the other side of the break, Shawn Smoak will come back and present the final 3 of our Big Six.
It makes sense Prime South Bank would have a great mobile app. Nobody is as mobile as our customers. For a century, they've chased dreams, followed their hearts, took the road less taken, made a new path, taken leaps of faith. At Prime South, offering the latest digital banking, secure pay apps, and new online lending is part of a mobile tradition that goes way back. Life is mobile. So is Prime South. Find your Prime. Member FDIC.
Play it loud and rev it up. Robbie Robertson's got trucks built for tough.
Make your way to Robbie Robertson Ford in Waycross, where the deals are bigger than ever. Looking for a stylish midsize car, a spacious SUV, or a truck that performs at work and play? Robbie Robertson wants your vehicle and is paying top dollar. Now is the time to buy. Fords are cheaper in the swamp.
Welcome back. Here's Shawn Smoak.
Welcome back, sports fans. I'm Shawn Smoak, publisher of 912 Sports, and I have the privilege of finishing up the night with the final 3 Big Six awards. The Defensive Player of the Year plays in a defensive scheme where his position is not designed to make tackles. His job is to take on blockers and eat up space. But that didn't stop this player from grabbing 42 solo tackles, 8 sacks, 1 forced fumble, and 1 fumble recovery, and 19 quarterback hurries. An outstanding senior season for the former state champ. He's fresh off an official visit recruiting trip to Harvard University in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and could possibly be the first ever player from this storied program to play for the Crimson. The Gibson Animal Clinic Defensive Player of the Year is Demetrius Baldwin of the Ware County Gators. The 912 Sports is blessed to cover outstanding football programs led by great football coaches. We've had the honor of covering 2 state champions in the past 3 years, and this season we had a first. 2 of our 912 teams were at the Mercedes-Benz playing for state titles. We've never had a coach play for a state title and not be named Coach of the Year. So in special circumstances, you do special things. This year, 912 Sports will present 2 Coach of the Year awards. These 2 coaches are no stranger to state titles. One is just 3 years removed from his last one, and the other one won 5 in the state of Florida before taking his current job 2 seasons ago. The first of our 2 Robbie Robertson Ford Coaches of the Year are Ryan Heron of the 2023 AA State Champion Pierce County Bears. The second Robbie Robertson Ford Coach of the Year is Mike Coe of the 2023 5A State Champion Coffee High Trojans. The average high school starter plays about 350 snaps a season. This year's MVP recipient played upwards of 800 snaps this season, hardly ever leaving the football field. He played all over the field on both sides of the ball. He played sniffer back, clearing the way for running backs, where he graded out at a 91% blocking. He played tight end and wide receiver, catching 13 passes and scoring 4 touchdowns. Heck, he even rushed for over 100 yards and scored 2 touchdowns playing running back. But his favorite position to play is linebacker. Not only was he one of the best in the 912, he was one of the best in the state. Here are some of his amazing stats this year. on the defensive side of the ball. He had 101 solo tackles, 12 sacks, 31 tackles for losses, 26 quarterback hurries, 3 interceptions, 2 of those went for pick sixes, 3 fumble recoveries, and 3 calls fumble, 1 which was a scoop and a score. All of this was through 14 games this year. He had an amazing senior season. The Walker Jones Most Valuable Player of the Year for 2023 is Carson Sloan of the 2023 AA State Champion Pierce County Bears. Stick around, we got more of the 2023 Football Awards Show coming up right after these messages.
Play it loud and rev it up. Robbie Robinson's got trucks built for tough.
Make your way to Robbie Robertson Ford in Waycross, where the deals are bigger than ever. Looking for a stylish midsize car, a spacious SUV, or a truck that performs at work and play? Robbie Robertson wants your vehicle and is paying top dollar. Now is the time to buy. Fords are cheaper in the swamp.
It makes sense Prime South Bank would have a great mobile app. Nobody is as mobile as our customers. For a century, they've chased dreams, followed their hearts, took the road less taken, made a new path, taken leaps of faith. At Prime South, offering the latest digital banking, secure pay apps, and new online lending is part of a mobile tradition that goes way back. Life is mobile. So is Prime South. Find your Prime. Member FDIC.
Thanks for watching the 912 Sports 2023 Football Awards Show. Kevin, another great season in the books. 912 had 2 teams play for a state championship this year, a season filled with all kind of highlights. But what was your favorite takeaway from the 2023 season?
Well, Shawn, obviously we could do a whole show on the highlights of the season, but obviously another great season here in Southeast Georgia like we've seen tonight. I guess just a couple of things do stand out. Number one is the 2 teams making it to the state championship games. That is a first for us in our coverage area. So it was great to see both of those teams playing for state titles. We knew we'd had the possibility of having somebody there,
right.
But to have 2 there, certainly a great accomplishment for our coverage area. And who knows, let's see if we can do better and make it 3 or 4 next year. Always something to shoot for, but not easy to get there, obviously. And these 2 teams put in the hard work and dedication to get there, so kudos to them. And then, I think it goes without saying, probably that run by the Camden County Wildcats.
Very impressive.
I have the pleasure of doing a weekly podcast with Coach Aaron, as you know, and obviously we appreciate his time and his insight. But you can kind of just see this team grow and mature, but still by no means did I really think that semifinal run was going to happen. To be quite honest with you, I thought they were doing good to make it out of the first round.
I did too.
Because that was a pretty tough ball game there. But, I think things really kicked in for them late in the season during that region schedule. They won that first round ball game, and then, they played with a ton of confidence, a lot of momentum in the postseason, and had that big, huge win over Mill Creek, nationally ranked squad. And then, probably just ran out of gas, Shawn, against a really good Walton team. I think all the trips back and forth to Atlanta probably took its toll. But, they were so close yet so far away. Still had to win 2 more ball games to actually get it done. But what a ride it was. And I guess, we talked about it on our podcast with Coach Aaron, and you and I have talked about it. 7A has changed since Camden was making runs like this on a regular basis. It's even more difficult for a school like Camden to do it now, with those schools in Metro Atlanta being so good, and they can put together all-star teams in a hurry, whether it's transfers, move-ins, whatever. But I guess this validated the fact that, a community-oriented school like Camden could still take on the big boys out of Metro Atlanta and get it done. And we'll see if maybe they can go a few steps further here in the near future.
Yeah, like I said, and Coach, when he took this job, Kevin, if you remember a couple of years ago, he said his biggest challenge was to get the team to believe that they could win. And I think he's done that now. On the road against Mill Creek, top 10 team in the nation, Camden goes up there and gets it done, and not just wins the game, but pretty much handles their business and thrashes, Mill Creek. I forget what the final score was, but this is a game that never was in doubt. Camden controlled that game from the first snap. I know Mill Creek came back and tied it up at one point, but listen, Camden was in control of that game the whole way through and come away winners, in which I would guarantee you nobody predicted them to win that game, and they were able to do that. So I think Coach has accomplished what his goal was to get that team to believe. But Kevin, my thing that I'm going to take away from this season is we don't always know what we think we know. And what I mean by that is when we started the season and we talked about all the teams that we thought were going to be playing, for the state championship and deep runs, some of those teams wasn't there, and some of those teams that we overlooked were playing for it. Two great examples. In 2A, I would have bet the farm that Appleton would have been playing for it, and here Pierce is playing for it. I had the opportunity to win it. And then, the same thing with 5A. I would have thought Ware had an awesome opportunity to repeat, and here is Coffee going undefeated and dominating the whole season, giving up, 6-something points a game, on defense and scoring 30 plus. I mean, just really, really a great job by Mike Coe over there in Coffee County, and a great job by Ryan Herron there at Pierce County. But, it just goes to show you football's not played on what we've got in front of us, buddy. It's not played on paper. It's not played because you think that you're going to beat somebody. You got to get between the white lines and get it done, and both of those football teams were able to do that.
So you don't play games like the college football committee plays them then?
That's exactly right. We do not have a selection committee as to who goes and plays. It's all settled on the field. So, but that was one of the things that I took away from it this year. So next year I'll try to be a little more astute in being the prognosticator. So, but anyway, we hope everybody enjoyed the show tonight. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Like I said, could not happen without our fantastic sponsors. So we want to thank again the Coastal Pines Technical College, Gibson Animal Clinic, Prime South Bank, Robbie Robertson Ford, Kim Smoak, licensed realtor with eXp Realty, and Walker Jones. Again, without those guys, none of this stuff could happen. In addition, I want to thank our championship staff, Kevin Price, Robbie Ross, Jeff Kaufman. I appreciate you guys' hard effort. You guys are the best team in the business, hands down, and I appreciate everything that you do. But thanks for watching tonight. That's going to do it for tonight's show here for the 2023 Football Award Show. We'll be broadcasting basketball. Kevin's got a broadcast. I've got a broadcast. We're going to be doing Frederica this year as well. And then coming in the spring, we've got baseball coming up. So you guys tune in to 912sports.net to get all the details where you can listen to us broadcast basketball and baseball coming up. But we're going to see you in 2024. And until then, may all your check marks go in the win column. He's Kevin Price. I'm Shawn Smoak. Good night, everybody.
Thank you for watching. Tonight's show is brought to you by Prime South Bank, Robbie Robertson Ford, Gibson Animal Clinic, Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, Walker Jones Dealers, and Kim Smoak, licensed realtor with eXp Realty.
This has been a presentation of 912 Sports.
That was butchered.